While driving through Luxembourg, which is a lot of fun by the way, I noticed there are a lot of options for wild camping, so that's the mission for today. Find a nice and sweet wild camping spot. But first there is a little side mission because I have to get some groceries. All right. Okay, I got the groceries. Let me get inside, it's less noisier. So I didn't get much because I think groceries in Luxembourg are a bit expensive, and my plan is to cross the border with France tomorrow, and it's a bit cheaper over there. Alright, so got some bread and some bananas. And for tonight, I'm planning on making a little Mexican dish. So I got some corn and some beans. And I also got a big red little fellow, a pepper, and oh, that's it. Because most of the stuff I already bought at home. So, let's find a wild camping spot. The big question is, of course, how do you find the perfect wild camping spot? Well, that is a very good question, because this road I'm driving on right now, does this lead to a perfect wild camping spot? I don't know. Let's find out. No, it does not. The road just ends here, which, you know, is fine, but the problem is that you see there's a house over there, and there are houses over there. That's not going to work. A question I get asked a lot is, aren't you afraid when you go wild camping alone? Well, the short answer is no. Do you want to know what scares me? Well, it's this. I'm driving the Defender, trying to make a cool shot with the drone, and all of a sudden the drone decides to crash. So, while I'm going to enjoy my lunch, you can watch a Chinese flying machine try to kill itself.
Destroy, 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 destroy.
That was weird, right? I had no idea what the drone was thinking, because that never happened to me before. Anyhow, gotta be a little bit more careful the next time. So let's continue with the mission. Allons-y. Yes, I'm trying to improve my French. It means let's drink some wine. No, it does not. It means let's go. When I'm trying to find a wild camping spot, the first thing I do is get off the main road, and when you do, you find these little gems, and then you can make the decision if you're going to stay for the night or not. What I also do is check for tracks to find out if I'm going to have a quiet night. In this case, as you can see, there are a lot of tire tracks, and I also spotted some horse tracks, so it's always a good indication if this location is visited frequently. So in this case, I guess it is, but if it was at the end of the day and it was already getting dark and I really needed to find a place to sleep, this would really be a good choice. But for now, let's continue with the mission and leave this creepy forest. No, it's not creepy. It's just trees and howling wind and sounds you can't identify. But that's it. And probably a couple of wolves waiting to eat you, but you know, that's it. Ah, don't make it more exciting than it is. Come on. Okay, but still, would you consider sleeping in this forest? I found this really small road and it's going to a little village, but every now and then, well, this is not really a good example, but every now and then there is a little road going into the forest, so this might be it. Oh man, what have I got myself into? Oh, hold on. There is a... Wait. So, this is a little road that leads up to this hunting cabin. I don't know. Maybe there's a guy inside. I don't know. I don't think so, but this is not what I'm looking for. Nope. I've decided to change my plans. I'm gonna leave this place. You know, I don't think it's such a bad place, but you know, the hunting cabin, I don't know if the guy decides to show up tomorrow really early in the morning, which I can imagine. Just want to have a good night rest, so nope, not going to do it. Here's something you might not know about Luxembourg. Forests cover more than a third of the country, which is perfect if you're trying to find a place to hide. And also, it is beautiful here. This is it. This looks like a promising wild camping spot. Okay, I got a little bit excited because I think this is a perfect spot. So I already ran up the hill over there, but the road just goes on and on, so I don't think it's a smart idea to go over there. This path you see is also part of a trail, so then I discovered this, and this is just perfect. I mean, it's an old road, nobody uses it, and if I drive all the way to the back, there is even a flat spot where I can park the car and nobody can see me. So if there are people walking over there, they have no idea I'm over there. So I think this is a 10 out of 10. So I'm going to back up the car and then drive a little bit over there, and then nobody knows I'm here. Using the drone wasn't really a stealth move, was it? But I got the shot and it looked great, right? So it is time to prepare dinner. That's what I always do right after I found a wild camping spot, because, well, in case you encounter someone that tells you to leave, which I don't think will happen here, then at least you have a full stomach, and then you can find a new wild camping spot, or a campsite, or a hotel, or... Alright, this is it. It's a pretty simple dish, but really nice. The dried chilies give it a little kick. So, unfortunately, it is starting to rain. Right. So, welcome to the glamorous world of overlanding. Oh man. 1 hour and 30 minutes later, and it's still raining. It's not really like pouring rain, but it's drizzling the whole time. So I already kind of cleaned the back of the car, because my prediction is that I'm going to sleep there tonight. And I also listened to a podcast called a good friend of mine, and we had a good laugh. Because I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find a cool wild camping spot and then, you know, make a nice YouTube video about it. And and now he's totally alone in a rainy forest. I'm sorry, I think that's really funny. By the way, I did a little bit of research, and it turns out that Luxembourg is one of the safest countries in the world. So don't worry, Mom. And I guess I'm going to go to bed early this evening. Good morning. A mission debrief. Well, the location is just perfect. Sleep-wise, meh, because there was a big storm the whole night. It was raining the whole time, and every now and then I heard something falling onto the car. That was kind of like, what is that? And that's kind of it. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This is what it is, man. And I'm just going to tell you the raw story. So, this is a very good time for coffee and just take a look around. I'm under attack, people. I was having my coffee and heard this strange noise coming from the trees, and I kid you not, but this thing, it landed like right next to me. It was like, shoo. Man, I think the forest is telling me to leave now. So what I heard last night, they weren't branches. They were pine cones. That's the sound I heard. Now it makes sense. These little bastards. So, do you think that the wild camping mission is over? I don't think so either. So, let's find another spot and hope the weather is doing better. Before I go, I think there is one really important rule about wild camping, and that is leave it cleaner than you found it. Which also means take all the crap with you, even food, because corn and kidney beans, they do not belong in Luxembourg nature. So, you know, throw everything in your garbage bag and you'll find a bin somewhere and dump it there. Okay, Boy Scout has spoken. Right now I'm traveling down south towards the border of France, and I parked the car for some lunch. and I'm at this archaeological site, and apparently I'm in the sandstone region of Luxembourg. There is a bad boy you gotta see. It turns out that this hunk of junk is 200 million years old. That's insane. Crazy. This white area is the sandstone area of Luxembourg, and right now I'm... oh wait, here. Nomen. According to Google Maps, I'm driving in no man's land. Look, there is nothing. Okay, so I found the perfect spot. I drove all the way down a little forest road for about a kilometer, and then I found this little piece of grassland, which is perfect, as you can see. And the end of the road, right over there, it's just farmland. As you can see, farmland, and even more farmland. And if you're wondering if I'm going to put up the rooftop tent, oh yes, I'm going to put up the rooftop tent, but I always do that when it gets a bit dark, so if there are people hiking or walking their dog, it's not like, oh hello, yes, I'm going to sleep here tonight. Good morning. Well, that was a perfect night. I didn't hear anyone, nobody bothered me. It was just me and the sounds of nature, because immediately after I went to bed, this is the sound I heard. Maybe you know what it is. If you do, put it in the comments down below. I think it's an owl, or maybe it's the tale of the witch of Luxembourg telling all the other witches there's fresh meat in the rooftop tent. Okay, coffee. I'm all packed, ready to go, and let's head for the border of France.
So you're in a hurry, well you better calm down. We're all friends around you, just join the fun. 'Cause if you're in a hurry, you're missing the point. Should enjoy the fruits of life instead of chasing coins.
Made a quick pit stop because I'm pretty close to the border. I already passed Luxembourg, and now I'm not so far away from a place called Mamère. I'm heading down Sur-Alzette, and that's when it's time to say, there it is, France. Oh yeah! Now that I'm in France, there is one thing I have to do, like right away. I tell you what it is, but first I gotta find the right spot, so just give me a second.
Because it's a beautiful day. And come on, let's play.
I left the little town where I was just a couple of minutes ago. It's just a few kilometers down the road, and then I found this awesome spot to tell you what I was looking for, but I guess you already figured it out, because it is a baguette. These things are darn tasty. So mission accomplished. That's 2 accomplished missions in one YouTube video. Oh yeah. Oh, and by the way, did you know that they recently added the baguette to the UNESCO's heritage list? They did. Alright, so I'm gonna end the video right here. And, you know, as always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And in next week's video, I'll tell you why I'm really happy to be in France. But for now, come and enjoy the view with me.
Because oh, it's a beautiful day. And oh,